Yankees do anything today, Tom?
I think they will. I'll be really surprised if we get to 4 o'clock, Dan, and they don't have an addition to this rotation. Now, I can't tell you who it is. I think my best guess would be Robbie Ray of Arizona. Certainly they're going to talk to the Mets and have been about Wheeler and Syndergaard, but, there's just too many, I think, continuing issues for that rotation. It's not like one or two guys just have a mini slump here. I think there's issues with that rotation, and they need a little more length, a little more reliability. So my guess is it'd be a bad day for the Yankees if they don't come out of this with a starting pitcher.
All right, let me look at what the Mets did when they made the trade. They, bring in a pitcher that most people thought was headed towards the Yankees. But I started to read some people I have great respect for. Bob Nightingale said it's a wonderful deal. You can stockpile, you can trade Syndergaard, you can trade Wheeler, like you can do something. I just want to know what their game plan is. Because as a fan, that's all I want to know. What is our game plan? Because it feels like the Mets are sort of related to the New York Knicks. Not quite sure what their game plan is. So you being the all-knowing, all-telling, what are the Mets doing?
Yeah, that's probably a good comp, actually, to the Knicks, because the Mets don't want to admit that they need to retool, right? So they keep patching things. There's one reason why Brodie Van Wagenen was hired. The Mets didn't want to hire a general manager who would give them a diagnosis of, hey, you're not good enough to be a postseason team. You need to start rebuilding now. They want to patch this thing together and start making runs and keep making runs at wild cards. That can get you in a lot of trouble. So they're continuing that MO. Now, that being said, they did make a really good deal. I mean, when you see what the Indians got for Trevor Bauer, that deal looks even better for the Mets today than it did a couple of days ago because there's not a whole lot of difference between Stroman and Bauer. But I don't know what the Mets' next play is. I'm not sure that they do, but it's not going to be, if they trade Syndergaard or Wheeler, it's not going to be just fortify the farm system. I think they want major league ready players back, whoever they trade.
Yeah, just trying to, and if they've cornered the market on pitching, that's great. If that's what their game plan is and they're able to keep these guys and then they do something in the offseason, like the Reds getting Bauer. Why did the Reds go? Why did they get him and Houston or the Yankees, somebody else didn't get Bauer for the stretch run?
Well, first of all, with the Mets, Dan, if they want to build on pitching, that's fine. But they put one of the worst defenses in baseball behind them. And with Stroman, a sinker ball guy, that's what I mean about a plan, right? The plan is not a really good one. As far as the Reds, kind of similar to the Mets in that they should be breaking this thing down, but their attendance – they've lost almost 1 million people in the last 3 or 4 years. And baseball in Cincinnati has really been struggling. That's why they took on a lot of one-year guys this year, and that's why now Bauer is going to go in the rotation, not just for the next 2 months, but for next year. And actually, that's a great rotation when you think about Gray, Castillo, Bauer going into 2020. So that's another team that needs to make the team attractive. I think they did that, not necessarily better this year, but it was a more attractive team on the field.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV. Stream for free on BR Live or download the Dan Patrick Show app.